Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of 30 Minutes in Dash. I'm your host, Felix Mago. Today with me, again, another time, Shiva Badola, marketing expert at Futerio. And guys, this has been a crazy, crazy ride in crypto 2021. Every time you think it cannot get any weirder and any crazier, crypto happens. So now here we are, December 2021. Almost one of the last shows this year, definitely last one before Christmas. So here we are today talking a little bit about what has changed, what has been hype, what has been real, what sticks, what stays, what can we expect for 2022. So I'm super excited to have Shiva again with me. Welcome, Shiva. How are you doing?
Hey Felix, how are you?
Very good, very good. Cold this year
Uh,
where I am. I was finally able to leave Thailand for a bit, so that's kind of good news. But yeah, let's see. It's still not back to normal. Traveling is difficult, and times are still crazy. You're in India?
yeah, yeah. So it's really cold out here in India, in Delhi, where I am. Clearly, as you can see with the hoodie. But as you said, yeah, the year is coming to an end. So a lot of things happening in the market in general, also with the Omicron virus
Oh yeah.
news around. So that has affected equity markets and crypto and in general everyday travel and life. So a lot of stuff happening towards the end of the year.
Let's start with a quick recap. For you, like in let's say maybe 3 to 5 sentences, what was the major trends in crypto? If you like look back, what is like the things that really stick to you?
Uh, Interesting. I mean, it's very tough to pick from a lot of the things that went down this year. Uh, I mean, really, really, I believe you've been around in this space for such a long time, but I think 2021 was one of the crazier years in the crypto space, the way it grew exponentially. Uh, if I would pick like the top three in terms of the most impactful ones, I would say uh, definitely GameFi is something top of the head which completely took over. I mean, every day right now there is a new announcement of a company getting into it. Nike just bought a metaverse ish company where they're going to build products, luxury goods of themselves on the blockchain through these guys for the metaverse. So I mean, GameFi, games, and metaphors in general would be the top. The first one, I would say. The second one would be the trend of meme coins. We can't forget how Dogecoin was one of the and Shiba and Squid Game tokens. So a lot of meme currencies and cryptos which were around for a really long time and got a lot of retail demand of people coming into it. So, and followed by that, I would say just like the number of people who've gotten into and institutions as well who've gotten into crypto in this whole year has been exponential from companies like MicroStrategy buying every dip in the year to big companies like MasterCard, PayPal announcing that they'll be supporting uh, crypto payment methods. So I think all in all, really, really exciting year.
Yeah, amazing. I would have mentioned different ones, probably in a different order. Also, like I really remember when I was because last end of the year was like always the end of the years for me are kind of the 3 months where most of the conferences were happening. So you invited a lot of conferences to speak, and I remember like I was preparing some presentations to kind of my prognostic in 2020 for 2021 was to say the next year is going to be the year of the DAO, the year of the future of work, because the DAO will fuel the future of work and like all these new environments that we work on. Plus, DeFi on different chains will take off massively. So partly I was right, partly like it was I would say it was completely off, but I would say the specifics how this played out were like I didn't see that, especially the metaverse part, the shitcoin part I probably didn't see so clearly. And but again, let me maybe dissect a little bit more. I remember coming end of 2020 December now into January, and actually shortly before Christmas, I think it was when the real bull run like kicked off massively. Everything was like, woo, going to the moon suddenly, and there was a time where DeFi just came out of the Ethereum world. We just had Binance Smart Chain. There was actually nothing on Polygon, if I remember correctly. There were, basically there was one chain, and now there was Binance Smart Chain that maybe started in October 2020 to have like more DeFi, more yield farms all around the place. And everything just became like insane. I mean, this DeFi hype took off on all these different chains. It was taken over by a massive bull run of every altcoin, including the shitcoins. Then like a little bit later came like all these suddenly had like huge money, like Uniswap and all the others. And only then it took like a bit of time, I would say, until the play to earn hype really kicked off. There was a bit more mid-yearish, I would say. And the metaverse is, I mean, this is so September, maybe so October already. And in between the DeFi 2.0 and now even we are talking DeFi 3.0 hype started to say now we finally find solutions to solve all the liquidity issues for everybody and to do like cross-chain liquidity owning and liquidity yield farming. So man, it's very tough to really keep up with the speed. But yeah, I hear you. Why you think the shitcoin, like, I mean, let's stay with the shitcoin one for the meme coin one, for example. Like, is there anything like what is the positive things of that happened to the market? What is your opinion on that?
I think one of the most important things that the meme coins actually got into the place was a lot of retail investors who are, I would say, a generation which is still getting into the whole blockchain world, and they just understand everything through getting into like a crypto, like a Dogecoin, let's say, and the community which fuels all of these retail investors really takes it to a completely different level. I mean, Dogecoin was literally almost on every billboard that you can imagine. People had bought out places in Times Square, New York, of like advertisements of Dogecoin. So I mean, the exposure that it gets to cryptocurrencies in general, it's great. It has a lot of downsides as well because people start to view the whole crypto space sometimes with a skewed perspective, where they would just think that it's a crazy wild world where people are selling apes and animals and stuff, and it's worth ridiculous amounts of money. But if you look at it, it's a double-edged sword for sure. But yeah, I mean, definitely a big factor in getting a lot of crypto newbies and retail investors into the space who eventually will hopefully learn more about what blockchain is and what the technology is all about, rather than just YOLOing into a crypto coin.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember I was called by a German journalist at the mid of this year who kind of wanted me in front of the camera. But actually, the request was, I'm searching for somebody who has lost money with meme coins. So that was kind of a weird request from me. And I was like, yeah, like, why is that? For me, it's a bit of a wrong frame to go into something like that. It's like kind of typical non-crypto mass media to kind of search that kind of weird negative story. And sure, people exist that throw all their fortune into a doggy coin, but I wouldn't say this is representative for most crypto investors. I mean, you know what you buy. I mean, and if not, seriously, it's like, come on, you literally like 3 minutes of research to know this is not another Microsoft that is built here, right? I mean, or another big company with big value. Yet I was explaining to her, saying, hey, listen, I mean, number one, please, there's so much info out on YouTube. Do your research. It's kind of cool that we have like all these billionaires suddenly, like joking around on how cool doggy coins are. And, for me, the positive thing is, as you say, it massively drives crypto adoption. And, people start looking into it, by the all the, Wall Street bet hype, and, it's like small investors showing, big Goliath, the middle finger. I mean, it's an amazing, for me, a very positive thing that happened in 2021. Finally, it's like at least not taking them off the throne, but, it's like poking them a little bit, I would say. And the last thing, and this is for me actually what really stands out with the meme coins, is, I mean, most people don't see kind of the tech innovation that is happening behind there, because, I mean, we love economic experiments and everything, and these like by design deflationary tokens that you come out with billions that are by design having like five zeros after the comma. Are kind of interesting, right? And these rebasing mechanisms and that is happening in the background, and you get like money from the taxes. So I mean, for me, I have to say, that is still innovative, right? I got to be honest. I'm still unclear to what is the benefit of these designs, but I find them very interesting. Is there anything for you what is standing out in terms of the token design or tokenomics design of these coins?
Very interesting points, Felix. I mean, firstly, I would really agree with when you said how the Wall Street Bets subreddit really opened the doors to a lot of retail adoption and investors who were, who were constantly shorting, like the hedge funds when they were shorting GME and different funds, and these guys completely went against them. That was ridiculous. And immediately post that, I remember, because I was one of the few people who was getting, I was subscribing to like 10 different subreddits related to crypto a day. And I remember like every day on the subreddit there were like at least like 10 to 50,000 people who were joining on a daily basis. So the adoption level was exponential at that point. And yeah, I mean, in general, a lot of things have favored crypto this year, right from the price point to, I would say, the adoption level from retailers to institutions in general. Uh, to your point of what I feel about meme coins and their designs, to be honest, I mean, I view it from a perspective of a person. I mean, as you said, every time you make an investment, even if you're putting money on a shit coin, it's an investment out of your own pocket. So as you said, everyone should do their own research. It takes minutes to understand what the team is about, what the plan is, what the white paper is, and it's fairly not very hard to understand these things. If not, there are tutorial videos and there are fundamentals and explanations of videos that you can go through to just understand what's going on behind them. So I would say, I mean, I personally am not in favor of any projects which are just driven by hype, because most of them would eventually end up being cash grabs. The things that really drive towards what crypto is and what it would do would be, I mean, how fundamentally structured the project is and what it's about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. We're almost ready for the break. Let me maybe add one more point here, because I found that already interesting before even the hype started in this year. I mean, basically, Dogecoin started that hype, right? I mean, Dogecoin was a joke to kind of the reward and mining mechanism to Bitcoin in a way, right? I'm not sure if many people even know this, but I mean, they kind of had this approach to say, Bitcoin has like all these miners, and they get like their 12.5 coins back in the days, or even 50 coins, when there was created like for every block that is mined. And Dogecoin says like, "Woo, we're just doing something random, and why are we doing it? Because we can, and because we want to see how these economic experiments are playing out, to not have a cap, and it's like kind of to have a randomized inflation in a way." So it's like very funny how for me, kind of on that nerd technical level was really like even making another step forward, right? Even though, most people just look at it and say, yeah, it's a dog, but it's a dog with with a lot of passion that has been put into its creation, right? So you could say it like that. Anyway, guys, we're back in a minute. We have to do a quick break, so we have a bit more time to discuss after. See you in a minute.
CNETv, the first and leading 24/7 live broadcasting blockchain, cryptocurrency, and fintech TV application. On our mobile app, you have access to our latest news updates ranging from esports, fintech, iGaming, blockchain, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence. We bring to you interviews, analyses, cryptocurrencies, market reviews, and live events. Download our app today from your iOS or Google Play Store or
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. 1 minute break. I just see we have a new feature, and now I'm seeing questions and comments from the audience to come in. So very excited. Thank you guys for giving us that positive feedback and for letting us know your questions. Feel free to ask anything you want to know. I see some people already give us the feedback on our mention of the metaverse and the metaverse hype. This year, I can say both Shiva and me are kind of super deep into it, I guess, and I'm very excited to see. So happy to hear your perspective. My hypothesis and my thesis on the metaverse is actually very simple. In 5 years from now, this will be the biggest job market in the world. And I can see it's booming massively already. We will see 1 million jobs that, we didn't have before. We see people employed from all over the world. You will see a democratization of HR, of job application processes, and we will see a complete new way of, where salaries come from, how salaries come to people, and how people, have to deal with their taxes, with their income, with their getting crypto to fiat, or even staying in a whole world of cryptocurrency. Shiva, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. What's for you is the most important and worth mentioning thing the metaverse will change for everyone?
I think, Felix, you mentioned most of them. Clearly, in 5 years from now, I truly believe, as you said, that it's going to be a place where everything would be in metaverse, and we would also have our real life happening in the background. But what it brings alongside it is the economic opportunities. I think metaverse will create so many opportunities for people around the world in different areas, and just with having the internet connection would be enough to experience what it is. It would just be like the internet revolution back in the day, but as technology grows, I think it will create a lot of economic opportunities for people who will be involved in it, either directly or indirectly, either through actively taking part in it and building, or just passively being involved in business and services which are related to metaverses.
Yeah, very good point. I got to say, you're such a grandpa when you just said we will have a real life, a part of the metaverse. And I guess this is really one thing that really struck me this year is because I talked to so many people and explaining this, and this is like one thing that kind of constantly comes up saying, but where's the real life, right? And I got to say, I barely talk to 15-year-old people who kind of, play Roblox or Minecraft or whatever it is all their life already. And I'm talking definitely to few people, or to not enough people who, who grew up in a time where the iPhone was already just there, and where, everything internet was just there. And I mean, if I look back, at how my personal technological life developed. I had like a super cool Nokia cell phone back in 1997, 1998. My first email address, and I had no idea what I wanted to do with it yet. I was going to university. There was like a library where you go in and rent real books. It's like all that stuff is like in hindsight, it's just so weird to have all that, right? And this is kind of the same. I feel like now is like every person who is young, and if you are 18 and did never earn $1 in the internet, it's like kind of weird, no?
Absolutely. I mean, the speed at which technology evolves, it's phenomenal. I mean, can't even believe that there was a time when people who had cell phones used to be the rare ones, and now there's no one who does not have a cell phone. I mean, especially in India, I don't think there's any person who does not have a cell phone. So, just the way technology grows and adapts, it's crazy, and it's fun to be in crypto, in the blockchain verse, and actively taking the new technologies to another level through metaverses, etc. So it'll be really, really exciting to see what happens, especially with the big giants coming into the space now. Uh, Facebook becoming Meta, all these big companies which are just trying to get their hands on NFTs and releasing their projects on it, right from fashion brands to hotels, etc. So I mean, I think it's just the beginning, and even like I would say 15, 20 years from now, Felix, we'll be talking about how the metaverse was born in front of us, and yeah, and we would be in one at that point.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, what do you actually think about all these like big brands and big companies like entering that space? What is your opinion on that?
So I think with the advent of any new technology or fad, all these big companies, they would want to sort of come into the space for two reasons. One is to catch the hype and be updated and uh, be the company. So I mean, coming from the traditional brands which would have nothing to do with cryptos or NFTs, let's say a beer brand like Budweiser, or or a soda brand like Pepsi, which have just released their own NFTs. So I mean, couple of these companies take this as a good marketing opportunity to have that crypto adoption, sort of a theme going on where they support new technology, etc. So they get a lot of new people who are involved in NFTs and blockchain in general to get to know these brands and connect with them better. Uh, and otherwise, I think every company which is thinking in 10 years, 5 years, 15 years in future knows the value of what technology is going to become, and what metaverse holds in the future. So I think they're just taking those steps in advance, because it's always the first mover's advantage in any business. So that's what they've been doing in the past, and I think that is exactly what's been repeated with all of these things.
Now you have some interesting points there. I have to say I'm very torn apart of it because there is many positive aspects to it. Like you mentioned, mass adoption, trying out stuff. Finally, a corporation is moving into blockchain, which is kind of it's 2021. Hello, come to try it out at least, right? And I mean, on the negative side, for me, it's like it comes from a marketing department. For the company itself, it's actually zero business model. It's just a stupid marketing feature. That the fact that Pepsi has NFTs, I'm happy people aping in, and somebody who got it first got a better price later. I personally find it a bit stupid, I have to say, and I don't see much, neither a business model nor business value, nor, I have to say, in this specific case, a specifically cool NFT. Yeah, it's a Pepsi NFT. It's like, but how boring can it be? Is like kind of the thing that really drives innovation, adoption, and at the end really will bring businesses because they have a business model. It's not going to be that, right? For me, this is clearly to say we are just in the first experimental phase of NFTs, and people did not understand yet that actually it's not about digital art, it's about digital digital originals where you can attach like digital rights on it, right? You can have a movie and you can have the right to stream it 1, 2, 5 times. You can have a concert ticket and, the right to meet the artist backstage virtually or not, right? I was just discussing with a lawyer last week to say, how can you actually like write the legal and the tech in a combined way that you can find models around sending like non-digital and digital goods, right? So let's say you order a pair of, let's stick with this example, Nike shoes, right? Will they sell you the Nike you can wear on this person, or will they send me the Nike I can wear with my alter ego, which again is not, not both is like very real. Also, that's, for me, very important point to understand as a business model as well, right? Like my alter ego, I'm Zooming with you, I want to be that cool guy on Zoom with like these cool Nikes, right? So maybe my virtual Nikes will be even, I'm even willing to pay a higher price than for my real Nike, can be, or I can combine them, or I can make, create synthetics out of the Nike that I have by adding, a little star on the Nike. I can mint a new NFT. And then even, if you take this further, just to, come up with some business model, for me, it's about, I have this super high rare Nike that is, has the signature of this super famous basketball player. And that is now in the DeFi protocol as a collateral for the house credit that I just bought to buy a house in at Bitcoin Beach, something like that. So, this is kind of, I think, where it should go, but still we're, I don't know how many years we are apart. It seems so far away, but probably will happen in February. So
yeah, I mean, loads of things. That's an ideal world, right? You're getting your digital shoes, pay for your house loan as collateral, and you're buying land on a metaverse where you're showing up on a different avatar. One thing is for sure, I would hate to be on the legal team, whoever has to sit down and write the laws and norms uh, for what is to come. And I'm sure, I mean, with with uh, with how things are, there'll be a lot of things which will go wrong in the metaverse as well from a legal perspective. So it'll be really exciting to see uh, how all of that pans out, because everything is unprecedented. It's happening right before us. Uh, so yeah, I mean, uh, you can never every 1 year in crypto, I would say, feels like 10 years in everything else. Maybe we'll just be talking about something completely different in 3 months from now. Yeah.
I totally agree, man. I totally agree. And I mean, there's so many things where you really can kind of take this like 20 levels further, just to drop some more ideas. And this, I want to hear your thoughts on that as well. For me is like, what is kind of really the next thing to go? The next thing is also not to have me only as an alter ego in the metaverse. Why can I be only one person? In fact, I can have 50 alter egos, and even more, I can be 50 person as an alter ego. I think about that. I mean, I can be my own whole gang. Like, I don't like, why do I want to walk around alone in the metaverse, right? If I can be 50 avatars at the same time, and all of these 50 avatars have pets, and the pets itself can speak. So there's like so many things, you can kind of take that to the next level. And I gotta say, for me, really, this intersection between work, value creation, economic creation, and having, a metaverse 3D internet layer where you can kind of express yourself and create new stuff, that's for me where it goes. So Shiva, what for you, what is it kind of the craziest and radical things that you foresee?
One of the most exciting things that I read, which was just I think yesterday or day before, was one of the technologies that one of the subsidiaries of Facebook is working on, or it's a company that Meta has just acquired, is how they're going to use robotics to make the sensation of feeling and touching substances and materialistic things feel real. just by the way how the machine or the glove, which is the robotic glove, would make you feel through different textures, etc. So I mean, I think just once they already have the hearing and the vision senses of ours, once we unlock this level of I would say a feeling of a new sensation, we'll just be one step closer to all of these things. And that is exactly why I think so many of these things would make a little more value than not. Because even if I have, let's say, that Pepsi NFT, which is worthless to me right now and is just a JPEG, probably I can perhaps touch it in a different in a metaverse, or hold the can maybe. So I think some exciting things happening. So I'm really looking forward to the technology front. That'd be super exciting.
Yeah, very good points. You're making there. I totally agree, and I just see one more comment here from the audience. So thank you. Yeah, guys, there is a lot of job opportunities for Africans, for basically everybody in the world. Because again, I want to repeat that. There is no difference on where you come from. There is a lot of difference in what you can do, who you are, what is your motivation to do stuff. And I am the strongest believer on if you really want to do something, you are best equipped to do so, right? And if you don't want to do something and somebody force you, you will always deliver like very mediocre performance. So that's what I strongly believe on. That's why it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you care for, who you are, what are your dreams. It's not probably not easy to find all these job opportunities now because they're all around the internet, so you kind of have to watch out. With Dash, of course, there is a DAO. You can always check out. There is a job board called the Dash Marketing Incubator on Trello. There is the Dash Incubator, which is more a dev-oriented board. So these are like, you can immediately engage and offer your services to these job boards. But there's also, there's a million DAOs out there you can check out. There's metaverses coming out. Space is one that kind of we are working on right now. So there will be in metaverse jobs that for which you will soon find a job board available. So open your eyes, be open, and always repeat coming back, because I'm happy to give updates on this front where you can find jobs, where people have opportunities. Yeah, then thank you everybody for watching. Shiva, do you have anything to add? Anything that I forgot? Anything you would like to say?
No, I think you wrapped the. Yeah, I think you wrapped it up pretty well, Felix. In a nutshell, we covered almost all of the exciting things that happened, and yeah, I mean, as you said, opportunities in crypto space are 24/7, 365, just like the market. So all you have to do is just keep looking out, and yeah, just be aware.
Thanks for joining, Shiva. That was very insightful. Hope to have you again soon. Everybody else, thanks for watching. See you. Bye-bye.